You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, on Alternative Talk 1150 AM. Now, back to the show with local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell.
You are listening to The Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, March 19th show. You can also listen to my show podcast, Facebook premiere, or you can catch my show on my show YouTube channel. In addition, for more information on my upcoming events, please go to tinamitchellevents.com. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. I'm here to help you build a strong financial blueprint one week and one show at a time. If you're hearing my show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. I'm here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that I have on the show. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And now back in studio, Kimberly Morgan Storey of Coldwell, Banker, Danforth, real estate, but awesome, right here at 1150 AM KKNW. All right, Kimberly. So what advice would you give to a seller in today's market? Because sellers may just think, I mean, it's a seller's market at the craziest and highest level. I don't need any advice to be successful. But the reality is, in the best markets, you need advice on how to take full advantage of what your opportunity is, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My advice to sellers would be, don't leave any money on the table. Sellers are in this amazing opportunity right now where they can capitalize on the largest gains that we've ever seen in the country. So it's easy to say, yeah, my home's going to sell when I list it. It will sell, but do you want to sell for the most or for just, a normal amount? And so you don't want to neglect things like staging, cleaning, landscaping. If there's a few things that need to be fixed, a broken faucet, paint some rooms, you don't necessarily need to do the full remodel, but get your home show ready, because the amount of money you will make if you put care into it and then partner with an agent that can tell you all these things you need to do to get your home show ready, you will make so much more money. And it's about, your return on investment and the bottom line in your pocket. So partner with a great agent that knows how to help you get your home market ready.
Absolutely. Such a huge takeaway for anybody that's listening to the show. You must work not just a great agent, but an agent that has the best expertise in the local market, because it is going to make a difference in what that bottom line is going to be. Yes, you can sell your home, but do you want to sell your home for maximum profit or not? And that's why I bring Kimberly into studios, because I bring in the best of the best. So reach out to the show, and I can get you connected with Kimberly if you're looking at selling your home. So Kimberly, what advice would you give to a buyer in today's market? It is just so challenging.
Right. Well, a couple of things, but I'll talk about on two things. One, a buyer, if they are using a home loan to purchase a home, which a lot of buyers are right now, get your finances 100% in a line. Sellers are not wanting to accept offers with financing contingencies. So very important to partner with local lender and get that dialed in, so you don't have to, you're approved for the home loan. You don't have to include a financing contingency. And then, as well as partnering with a great lender, partner with an agent that has been in the industry for a good amount of time, that has proven records of getting buyers' offers accepted. There's so much important part of the agent building the rapport to the listing agent and learning what's important to the seller and how to craft an offer that's going to get you above other buyers. Because really in this market, most sellers are getting multiple offers, and often when all things are very equal, the seller is going to ask their agent, what do you think? And the agent's going to strongly recommend the team on the other side where they have a good relationship with that agent.
Yeah, great advice. And that just ties in a perfect time for me to plug on the mortgage side of it. Like Kimberly said, you're going in and waiving finance contingency. So you've got to work with a lender that is confident on that pre-approval. It's been underwritten. I used to have a $5,000 seller financing guarantee, but I just increased it to $10,000 financing guarantee. What makes it really unique is it is not subject to the buyer's ability to get a loan. So if they lose their job, if anything happens, the seller would get $10,000. So it really helps to up that and gives a guarantee that financing is good and ready to go. So Kimberly, what is the biggest mistake that you see sellers making in today's market?
As we talked, homes are selling and they're selling quickly and many over list price. However, it's so detrimental if the seller overpriced their listing from the beginning. And that also comes back to working with an agent that can help you with different pricing strategies. Buyers in this market are savvy and they're looking at what has sold in that neighborhood. And if you are starting 50,000, 100,000 above everything else in that neighborhood, the buyers aren't going to want to offer on your property, or you'll maybe get one coming in a low ball. And so what happens is then you don't get an offer within that first week. And literally in this market, if something stays on more than 7-10 days, buyers start thinking something's wrong with it. And then they disregard your listing. They start looking at other homes. And now you may have to lower your price point. And I've seen sellers where there are homes that are sitting right now because they're overpriced. And by the time the seller finally comes around and prices it appropriately, they've lost all this time, meaning they couldn't get an offer quickly. And so now they're paying more in their mortgage to hold the home, they're holding costs, and they usually end up selling for less, a little bit less than market value versus if they price it at market or even a little bit below market. That's what drives that bidding war. And you get these huge escalations over list price, buyers waiving contingencies. So overpricing is still detriment in this market.
Yeah. And such a great point, because if you don't do this every day and you're a seller, you would think, well, that whatever I list it, that's going to be closer to the price that I, would get. And so price is everything. Go to your real estate expert like Kimberly and really have her coach you through how to strategically list, because it's not going for list price. It's going for bringing up that bidding war and what happens. And that's all around price. Great advice, Kimberly. So what about on the buyer side in today's market? What is the biggest mistake that you see a buyer can make?
Yeah. So with buyers getting started in this market, whether they're a first time home buyer or maybe the last time they bought a home was 7-10 years ago, it's a different market. It's a different market than it was 2 years ago. And what sometimes we're seeing with buyers is they will see a home they love and they want that home so bad, and they're putting together a good offer and they're working with their agent. Clients I'm working with, we're putting together a good offer, and then they could potentially go higher or maybe do something better, better earnest money, remove a contingency here and there. But they think, if they come back and negotiate this with us, I'm willing to do that. Well, the advice I give you is that you're likely not going to get that opportunity to renegotiate. So you need to put your best foot forward. And when you do that, you're saying, this is the highest I can go that I want to go on this home. This is all the contingencies I'm willing to remove or keep, the best I can do on earnest money. Then if you don't get that offer accepted, you gave it your best foot, because I'm telling you, if you lose out on that home that you love, your dream home, and you find out that you only lost out because you're just 10,000 less, and you could have easily gone an extra 15,000, but you wanted them to maybe negotiate with you instead of putting it all out on the table, it's going to feel like a breakup. You're going to literally feel like your boyfriend or girlfriend broke up with you. And so put it out there and don't be afraid to go a little bit more, because then you get your home and you don't have to keep getting outbid. So put your best foot forward, and then have your ceiling. We all have our ceiling. If a level is as high as you're willing to go, then you don't get the offer. You're willing to shake the buyer's hand on the other side and say, you know what, it's your home. I'm not willing to go higher than that. But you will not often get that opportunity to renegotiate. So come out very strong on your first offer on that home.
Best foot forward. Make sure you understand the difference in your mortgage payment for that extra $10,000. You're talking maybe $50 a month in the payment. And then also consider property values are not going to stop appreciating. Yeah. So you miss out on that home and you're back in the market, and homes are appreciating every, day that you're waiting. and mortgage interest rates are going to continue to go up. If you could have gotten that home on March 1st when the rate was 3.75, and now you're trying it again and the rate is 4%, that makes a difference in your mortgage payment. So have that sense of urgency by going, as Kimberly said, with your best foot forward. So Kimberly, how are you educating sellers in being able to create as many multiple offers, which then creates that highest price when it's said and done, most in their pocket, like you were talking about earlier? How are you educating and advising them to maximize that opportunity?
Well, one, it's looking at what has happened in that particular neighborhood, and every neighborhood's very different. You can be in one neighborhood and just 4 blocks over, it can be different. So really like learning the comps, and I do this for my clients. I look at the comps, share them. Comps are comparable homes that have recently sold in that neighborhood, seeing what happened, look at where was something priced and then where did it end up, and looking at how many homes are on the market in that neighborhood, how many are pending, how many have recently sold. And so that can help with pricing strategy, because sometimes, we can push it a little bit and go a little bit more on that higher end, but often it sometimes makes more sense to even go a little bit under, and then we'll get more than what could be the seller's dream price. And then also it comes into play is having a really strong marketing plan. So, the day and the time you're coming to market. If you're doing open houses, broadcasting it on every single search site and on social media, because you are going to get the buyers that are busy looking every day. But then there's the buyers that are kind of casually looking. And if they see a home they really like, that's going to get them out there to look at it. And then the more people we see going to the home, we're going to get those bidding wars. So we can capture other people through their social media advertising, and just getting that listing broadcasted as much as possible with a strong marketing plan and then a strong pricing plan.
Yeah, it can be deceiving for sure in this market for sellers, just thinking they don't have to do anything. And it's the exact opposite that you do, and you want to take advantage of all the opportunities so you can maximize that dollar. So Kimberly, can you share a seller success story?
Yeah, absolutely. There's clients I recently worked with where they were looking to sell their home in the Greenwood neighborhood of Seattle, and they wanted to know what will our home price be if we just do kind of the minimal show ready stuff, landscaping, cleaning, and then staging and the marketing. But as far as their work, what the price could be. So I gave them a price based on home essentially as is, like do the landscaping, spruce up, and the deep cleaning. Then I gave them a price of what their home could be if they did a bit more than that. And it was a little bit of investment on their end of it. However, they did have the cash to do that. And so after telling them what they can get when they get the home more move-in ready in this environment we live in right now, with everyone very busy and it's hard to get skilled workers of the trade to do work, buyers really want move-in ready. And so I showed them what the price they could get if they got the home move-in ready. And they decided, yes, we want to do that. So they I gave them contractors they could use to do the work. They did paint. Paint was the big thing. They did some electrical, plumbing, just things to get the home move-in ready that it needed. Some remodeling in the upstairs bathroom. So when we go to list the home was obviously marketed extremely well, staging, all that. It looked stunning. It looked beautiful. And that home, so they were excited with the list price. We ended up getting 195 over that list price. Wow. And really it was a testament to their hard work in getting those things moving ready for that home. The home just shined. And when you paired that, a beautiful home with outstanding, marketing, it just created a bidding war. And really, most of the offers weren't that high, but 2 people just decided they had to have this home, and that's
all you need.
That's all you need. And most of the offers were around 75 to 100 over. And then the 2 people just kept going, and we ended up going to an all cash buyer, 195 over, beyond their dream price for the home. And really them deciding, let's do some more work. I think their investment ended up being an extra about 35,000, and it gave them so much more in return, and they really capitalized on their asset.
Yeah, that is so awesome. Kimberly, I have less than a minute. Really quick
Okay.
success story for a buyer in less than a minute.
All right, I'll try to go quick. Had a buyer helping them see a home in Kirkland. We got out there as soon as it hit the market. Kirkland's a very, very hot neighborhood, and everybody wants to buy over there. And when we were there, the sellers actually happened to be in the home. So I immediately looked to build rapport with the seller, and the seller was surprised their home had already been listed. They thought it was going to be listed the next morning. I thought this would be a great opportunity. Buyer, my client, let's do an early offer, go in strong, remove contingencies over list price. And I told my clients, I think they'll accept it instead of waiting for the offer review date. Well, the next morning we put in a strong 75 over list price. They signed the dotted lines within a couple hours. And I know if that home would have gone through the weekend through open houses, it would have gone at least 100 over. So it was reading the situation and knowing that those sellers were eager to sell and getting them a strong offer in front.
Yeah. Well, Kim, congratulations to all your success and everything that you're doing for your buyers and our sellers in our local community, and really appreciate you coming in on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Tina.
Yeah. And to reach out to Kimberly, you can call the show at 1-855-400-1150, and I can get you connected with her.